episode 28 we're on today. So we've today, well, it wasn't today, it was the day before, yesterday, can't remember anyway, but me and my dad wet flighted. He came, I think it was Saturday, it must have been Saturday, yeah. We wet flighted, as you can see here, 1200 grade. He's got hot ache in his hands, my dad. Yeah, wet flighted at 1200 grade, then 1500 grade, and then 2000, and then polished up. You could just see that bit there where I refitted all the back lights, back bumper, and that stuff, and then I'm just going to fit the roof now. I actually stopped polishing the rear quarters because I'm borrowing Ryan, one of my mates, has come through, he's lent me his compound polisher, so I stopped polishing the quarters, and because I'm getting that on Wednesday when I go to work, when I see him, so I'm going to polish them up on the weekend when I'm back from work. So here I'm just putting the roof in, so I prepped the roof with a bit of 80 grit, just to give it a bit of a key for the adhesive. Then I put primer on the roof, on the bare metal, and then onto the actual roof itself, primer as well. Let it dry, and then I put the sealant on with the windscreen sealant, and then put the roof down, put some wheels on the top, to bond, to give it a bit of weight, and clamp the front and back. This bit now is Neil came halfway through the day, and he actually bought the old shell off me, so he's just come in with the, I can't remember what you call it, the forklift thing, to pick it up and take it away. They put it on the scrap pile outside. It's a bit of an end of an era sort of thing, because it's been a good car. That it's been a good shell, so to say. Like, the car's still going on because it's moved on to the other shell. But yeah, I'll let you watch this anyway, and then I'll come back in a minute.
Bye bye.
See you, bye.
Pretty lost, you know.
I've had some good times with you.
Nearly died about 5 times, like.
I think I nearly even died in that one. That one, not this.
Yeah, it's put on the floor. It's not really my fault.
You've won the couple of races. It's now time to go to sleep.
That was always going to be the case. That was never going to anyone else, that. So yeah, you're seeing that now anyway. But I went home for dinner, and they delivered the polycarbonate rear screen. It's a 4mm thermoformed one from, can't remember, I'll tag it in the video, the name of the company. It's from Teguer, but they got it off another company. It's a long story, but yeah. It's here, same company I got the side windows from, but I'm just doing the same principle as what I did with the roof, and then I banged the screen on. I had a bit of a nightmare with the clips, the original clips, because I put the carbon on the rear quarters. It's actually increased the size by not much, but 0.5 mil maybe, which is enough to put the clips off. They were sitting off, so basically bowed the middle, because the plastic's made to exactly the same spec as the glass. So, and then I didn't put enough sealant on. Not enough. It's hard to explain. I didn't put it tall enough. It was more of a liquid sealant, not the same stuff as what was on the roof. So instead of having the right size gap, behind the glass for the clips to sit on, it didn't. It sunk down a little bit more, so I thought I'd rather have it sealed than have the clips on, and it bowed the middle. I just wasn't happy with it, so I took them off, and then I just tiger sealed all the trims on. You can see there I've taped them all, tiger sealed all the trims, and screwed all these trims back on, put the spoiler back on, that went back on, and then my dad's turned up, and we were talking about the front splitter. I just did this bit now, the accusump, the lines I'd ordered all AN4 fittings, PTFE. I just thought, it's 40 quid, it'll eliminate any leaks. Just put a fitting in the end there. It was a quarter MPT it was, ran the line, and then I got like a 1/8 MPT to AN4 fitting for the back of the gauge, the gauge that's in the dash. Put the gauge back in and there's no leaks. Pre-charged it to 20 psi and there's no leaks. But yeah, that's it. That's all we've done today. Tomorrow we're going to finish with the splitter and the mounting brackets for the splitter, and then I'm going to do a bit of an adjustment on the front splitter because it's 165 millimeters at the minute, and the regulations for the class at the side it's 100 mil. That's the regs for the club four-wheel drive. So at the sides it's 100 mil from the widest point of the car, but at the front of the front bumper it's 165 mil, which is just too much. It's not worth it. I could leave it and then get pulled up by the scrutineer, but it's not worth it. We'll just cut it down now. So Dad's going to bring the jigsaw and the router. We'll get it set up on the table tomorrow, finish the bumper, the splitter mounts, and then trim it, sand it, put a nice bull nose on the front, and then paint it again, waft over it with a bit of satin black. And then that'll be that. It'll meet regs and it'll be sound. I'm also going to take off a lot of the rose jointed splitter supports, and I'm actually going to go through, instead of going to the bumper like it is now, there's 5 of them. I'm just going to run, because another long story, but because I'm going to be a lot stiffer this year, I've gone to a 14k and 12k spring rate. I'll explain that in the next episode, or maybe the episode after that. But also with the anti-roll bar 27 mil at the front, we're not going to get as much movement. So the splitter's not going to be the issues that we had last year of it touching the ground. And then also, because I'm coming down from 165 mil to 100 mil, it's not going to have as much protrusion out the front. So we're not going to have the issues under braking, of it touching the ground. And there's also not as much force being acted upon the top of the splitter. So I'm going to just put 2 rods, I think, but I'm going to go right the way through, because I've increased the mouth on the front splitter. I'm going to go right the way through to the chassis with the mounts, but I'll show you that when we're doing it. Probably won't be tomorrow, probably the day after. Friday, because I'm back to work Wednesday, Thursday. But also, I'm hoping, me losing 65 mil from the front of the splitter, I'm hoping I'm going to get the same downforce with the addition of the tunnels, or somewhere near, because obviously I'm speeding the airflow up underneath the splitter with the addition of the tunnels and also the recesses in the wings. So I'm getting more volume of airflow through there. So that should, in theory, Bernoulli's principle and whatnot, should create higher low pressure, higher levels of low pressure underneath the splitter, which then there'll be a greater pressure difference from the top of the splitter to the bottom, and we get more downforce, plus the ground effects. So yeah, anyway, I won't go on anymore, but nice short video for today, just to keep you updated with what we're doing. We did it, my mate turned up, Ash, by the way. You will have seen on the last little snippet video, but this video that we're going to now, it's just the launch control and anti-lags and a bit of fun. But yeah, tune in for the next episode, and take it easy. See you in a bit.